Should do, shouldn't it? Hello all you hardcore fans out there, how are you doing? It's Big Porky here with my bowl of soup. Right, a lot of things been going on last couple of days in boxing. So I'm just going to go over a couple of the main talking points before I give my mate Piggy a stroke. How you doing, Piggy? So Eddie's not called us yet, has he? What can you do? I'll put you over there, Piggy, on the Matchroom Fight Pass t-shirt. You were wiping your bum on that Matchroom Fight Pass t-shirt, Piggy. Let's see what we've got. I've got the old paper, writing paper. I've gone back old school. I prefer to go old school rather than on computer. Right. Eddie says offers have been made to Wilder, Fury, and their improved offers. Now, you know what I reckon to that? Right. That's enough. Now, what if these three fighters, Fury, White and Wilder, what if they wouldn't have said, or at least White has said, what if he hadn't have said I want an improved offer? They'd never have offered him it, would they? Do you know what I mean? It's like a double glazing salesman going around to your house telling you they can do 8 windows, 2 doors for £6 grand at 8 o'clock at night after sat in your house 2 hours. At 9 o'clock at night he's telling you they can do it for 3,800. But if you hadn't have said anything, would he have dropped it 2,200? No, he won't, would he? You get what you negotiate, don't you? But as far as I'm concerned, it's just madness what's happening at the moment, madness. It just shows weakness, in my opinion, by Eddie, and desperation to get a Joshua fight. As if not, why do all them interviews yesterday? Why do all them interviews yesterday? Cheeseman and Garcia presser, all they did was talk about Joshua, Fury, Wilder, Dillian White, and to a lesser extent Louis Ortiz. If I were Ted Cheeseman, I'd be a little bit peeved off. I think it's disrespectful, and I think Ted Cheeseman deserves better. But Eddie now going back to the table with improved offers, in my opinion, just proves that he was trying to lift the leg in first place. That's just my opinion. Nice soup, that. Now, the denial of the PR campaign waged by Eddie yesterday on IFL was just pure cringe, wasn't it? He was just firing back to what Frank Warren said the day before, wasn't he, really? Well, that's what happened, isn't it? He just firing back to what Frank said. And Frank set about him in that interview, and Coogie Bear were even agreeing that Joshua needs to fight somebody, but where Coogan let his son down yesterday is he never asked Eddie where them StubHub tickets were being replenished 500 a day. I never asked him, and I felt a little bit disappointed by that, but I felt it was cringe, but it wasn't half as cringe as Coogan pulling him about his toupee, his 7th redo of his hair, because the first one, we all know that, everybody knows that Eddie, before Frotch fought Groves the first time, that he had something done. It's not to be embarrassed about. It's when they're in denial about it. It's like Dennis, he's had one, hasn't he? But he ain't in denial about it, is he? I ain't had one, I've got a bald head. I've had a bald head since I was about 30. Once it's gone, but I've got one of them heads that I can pull it off, can't I? But Eddie, obviously, it knocks his confidence, doesn't it? He don't want to have a comb over. So, you know, he's fighting for his life to save his hair, isn't he? So, this is how I look at it, right? Eddie, that thing on your head is a phony. It's from the tail of a pony. You've had an hair transplant. Eddie Hair Plugs Hearn. I've had no all day, so that soup's gorgeous at the moment. And I'm going to have a milkshake. And that's how I suppose it's been for me for nearly 6 years now with having a gastric band. Just stuff like that, a bit of fisherman's pie and anything else. I had half a slice of bread early this morning, toasted, spewed it back up. Sometimes you just got to have carbs in you, so all you people out there who've had gastric bands, don't have them, try and lose it naturally, don't cheat like me. But, you know, Fury White, Wilder are all very risky fights for Joshua. Throwing Ortiz, who Joshua swerved a few years ago when he was a matchroom fighter, and who is Joshua really fighting? Dillian White's the most improved heavyweight. That's Tyson Fury, that's Peter Fury, that's Freddie Roach, he'll tell you. That's Mark Tibbs and Jimmy Tibbs, Barry McGuigan, Frank Warren. Ask any big hitters in boxing. They'll tell you Dillian White's an improved guy, he's invested in his career, and that's an hard fight for Joshua, that. An hard fight. When Ortiz were at Matchroom, when Ortiz were at Matchroom, when Eddie were there, he signed Ortiz, didn't he, to keep him away from Joshua. When Ortiz were WBA interim champion, #1 ranked, not once did Eddie lobby the WBA to get him upgraded to regular champion, but yet he did Scott Quigg when he had him, didn't he? Scott Quigg got a draw and then prayed at belt on night. How cringe was that? Aye. But I just think that Eddie's saying that he's become a victim of his success. I think that's a bit cringe as well. Well, it's as cringy as his toupee, isn't it? Eddie's not a victim of his success at the moment because he can't get Joshua a date. Eddie is a victim of his own greediness. Alright? Like I pointed out to you in yesterday's video, stubble, pay-per-view increases, putting fights on, pay-per-view fights in UK at the same time as other promoters, insulting Shelley Finkel, Lou DiBella, Al Heyman and Bob Harriman, alienating people like that. He's not endearing himself to fans, is he? I mean, he's just been saying certain things about Baturbier's lot, hasn't he? Well, they've left the zone and Eddie Hearn now and gone to ESPN and Bob Arum, and he's the only guy in world boxing at the moment who's a world champion. He's a light heavyweight IBF world champion who's knocked everybody out. He's got a 100% KO ratio. Wilder and Joshua ain't got that. He needs to keep his mouth shut, doesn't he? Needs to keep his big mouth shut. No. Just my opinion, just keep your mouth shut, Eddie, and go about your business like everybody else. So, alright. Shout out to Justin from the Tea Leaf Company, and Paul and Emma from K Official. I think NJ's on phone to Emma at the moment next door, so I stay out of all that. I'm just do the videos and the scripts, and I go home. That's easy. I've got it easy, haven't I? So, peace out. Keep following boxing, and keep following channel. There you go. Porky's Corner, the voice of hardcore boxing. That's me. I'd like to think so. But keep following boxing, because without following boxing, the boxing won't be a great sport, would it? They can't do it without the fans. So keep following it and keep on trucking, alright?